Hi everybody, this is Boogest Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the highly anticipated and brand new Neca Ultimate Howling Werewolf figure. So before we take a look at the werewolf, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that it comes with. So first up, the werewolf comes with a stand here. It has a cradle on the end so it can stand up perfectly. And I think that's pretty cool. I haven't had any problems with it falling off this base. It also has a smaller clear rod if you want to get it in a different position. I haven't been able to get this out since I put it in though. It is a really tight fit and I'm afraid I'm going to break it. So I'll probably just leave this specific rod on it. Up next it comes with a set of these relaxed hands. Up next it comes with a set of these semi-open hands. Up next it comes with these wide open hands, which is definitely the hands that I'm going to leave on this figure. Up next you get this standard head sculpt, and I think the sculpt of it looks really good. The fur is sculpted so phenomenally. Like, it looks great. I believe the head is cast in gray and has different tones of brown painted over top of it, some tan here on the snout, as well as a bit of a black wash right here. There's even some variation in the gum line right here. So man, that is really cool. The only big bummer with this head sculpt is the right eye is pretty centered, and then the left eye is clear up here and to the left. So yeah, the eyes on all of the head sculpts, or just about all of them, are pretty wonky on mine. Up next you get this open mouth head sculpt, and man, this one looks really good too, especially all of the details here in the mouth, like the wash you get over the tongue, the gloss coating you get there. It's just detailed very well. But again, the eyes on mine are really wonky. The right eye came out decently centered, and then there's just no left pupil painted on at all. So yeah, that is really unfortunate that they just forgot to paint the pupil on the left eye on this one. And finally, it comes with this articulated jaw bloody head sculpt. And this is my favorite head sculpt. The eyes didn't quite come out perfect, but they're better than the others, and I love the bloody detailing on the mouth there. The way the blood's running up and down the fur right here around the mouth. The articulated jaw looks really good. And look at all of the detail in here. Like, they even sculpted the roof of the mouth and gave it variation. The blood-stained teeth look really good. This is an awesome head sculpt. This is definitely the one that I'm going to leave on the figure. It just looks really good. Neca did a very awesome job on this head sculpt. I think all of the head sculpts are really well done. It's just the paint on the eyes that's a bit wonky on all of mine. So now, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the figure. Neca did an amazing job on the sculpt on the fur on this. It looks realistic. I believe the whole figure is cast in gray and has different browns painted over top of it, like dark brown over top of the gray and then lighter tones painted over top of that. And man, it just brings the sculpt out so well. You get a bunch of variation here on the chest and lower torso. And man, they paint it all the way up in there. It is just exquisitely detailed. Like the way the fur's laying right here on the forearms, the way it comes down and looks like it's draping on the arms. That just looks really realistic. I love the sculpt of that. And even the hands are really detailed. They definitely are cast in gray. You can actually see a lot of the base color showing through on the insides of the fingers right here. But you get light brown and dark brown paint over top of it. You get some wrinkles sculpted on the fingers there, and even an outline to the nails. You can even see how detailed the inside of the hand is with the palm there and everything. This might be one of the best, or the actual best sculpted figure Neca has put out so far this year. It is just incredibly well done and looks fantastic. I like how you can actually see a bit of the muscles here on the back, along with the sculpted fur there. That looks incredible. There isn't an inch of this figure that doesn't have incredible paint and sculpt detail to it. As I said, the way this fur is sculpted just looks really realistic. Whoever sculpted this did a phenomenal job and deserves a raise, because the detail in this is immaculate. One thing that I really like about this figure is from the knee down, all of the joints are ratcheted, and that helps to keep it standing up straight. Like, for example, the Scorched Xenomorph from Alien Romulus, it doesn't have ratcheted joints, and it's gotten really loose. It just wants to fall over, or its legs want to bend. I think it really would have benefited from using ratcheted joints, because when you have a tall figure like this, especially with legs like this, then you definitely need ratcheted joints to keep it upright. I mean, the stand helps to keep it upright too, but so do these ratchet joints. Even the feet are really detailed. You still get the outline on the nails right there. If you look really, really close, you can see that there's also sculpted lines on the nails. It's a very subtle detail, but it looks really good. You get some wrinkles there on the toes. You even get some textures here on the bottom of the feet. I'm not sure why that has a really weird square right there. I guess the paint missed right there. But man, I like that they even sculpted the bottoms of the feet. That looks really good. Man, Neca just did a very, very awesome job on this. I was really anticipating this, and now that I have it in hand, it exceeded my expectations. I don't really have any major complaints with it. I mean, the eyes could have been painted better, but that's really my only complaint. Everything else about this figure rocks, including the articulation. I think that really, really surprised me. Like, the articulation on this figure is top-notch. So let's go ahead and go over that now. So the werewolf has 3 ball joints here, one at the base of the head, one at the middle of the neck, and at the base of the neck. So you can get the werewolf, let's get that in frame there, looking all the way up, just about all the way down. You can move the head side to side and all the way around. The fur is really soft and rubbery at these points, so it doesn't hinder the articulation. Very nicely articulated there. Of course, the jaw on this head sculpt does open and close, which I absolutely love. It has shoulders that they are a bit stiff, but they do move out all the way. Very nice swivel at the bicep. Single jointed elbows that can bend in a little more than I thought they'd be able to. You can also move them side to side. Swivel wrists that can move side to side and up and down. A ball jointed diaphragm that can move back all the way. Can crunch forward all the way, side to side, and all the way around really nicely. Ball jointed hips that can do a complete split. It can kick forward all the way, though that does look funny. Back all the way. An excellent thigh swivel. You can see that they left enough room in here so that it won't rub and scrape the plastic right there. Single jointed knees that can bend back that far. As I said, it is ratcheted. Articulation here can move that far. It also moves side to side really nicely. Articulation in the ankles. Now these are really stiff. These ratchets feel really fragile. And articulation at the feet that can move up and down really nicely and spin side to side very slightly. This one actually does move all the way around. I thought this left side would, but it doesn't. So yeah, the right side does spin all the way around, but the left doesn't. So the articulation is a little hindered in some places, but it's honestly a lot better than I thought it'd be, especially in the hips and the diaphragm joint right here. So yeah, I think it's really good for the most part, and it did surprise me. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here it is next to the Kessler Wolf, which is a really large figure, but it can't stand upright like the Howling Werewolf can. Here it is next to the original Wolfman. Here it is next to Razar from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 movie. And finally, here it is next to another large figure, the Neca Stoneheart Predator, which is way larger than this. I thought they'd be similar in size, but yeah, this Predator is way bigger. So overall, I would highly, highly recommend picking this up because Neca did a phenomenal job on this. As I said, having it in hand, it exceeded my expectations. The sculpt of it is just, it's beautifully detailed. Like, they did such an awesome job at sculpting the fur. They gave it some very nice paint variation. And I think the articulation is really nice too. The only real complaint I have is the paint on all of mine's eyes are kind of wonky. But other than that, I think this figure is incredible and definitely a must-have. I think this is honestly going to be in my top 10 figures of the year. It is just incredibly well done. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.